where you get your knowledge from, and all things like that. And it's starting to work pretty well. It's coming up with some pretty incredible itineraries because I'm looking ultra luxury.
Yep.
Um, and it just started out one day as an idea, and I just created a GPT, and I just keep feeding it and feeding it and feeding it and more information.
Right.
Um, and it's getting better and better and better. And like it comes up with these ultra luxury things. Would you like us to check which private charter jet has flights available? Would you like us to check which hotels are available in that time period? Would you like us to check for this? Would you like us to check for that? And so it's asking these questions as we're creating the itineraries, not actually making the bookings, but just seeing if we have the availability.
Right.
So it's a process because you've got to because I've got a background in the travel industry, so taking that knowledge that I have and putting it into a GPT to try and help create different things is it's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I guess the I hadn't thought about creating the personalized GPT because I've only done that once, and that was at a previous company. Um, but I guess, do the private GPT or the, custom GTPs, I guess, do they have access to current information on the internet? Are they able
Mhm.
to be an agent?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
And with the new revisions and stuff they're bringing out all the time, they're making it better and better and better. But I've
Mhm.
got over 30 GPTs now. I get an idea and I go and create a GPT for it. It's as simple as that.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
And which dovetails quite neatly. That's the mini demo I was going to do today. So
Hey!
yeah. So first of all, welcome everyone. My name is Terza Ekholm. If this is your first time here, double welcome. I'm so happy to see everyone. This is open office hour. Ask me anything about AI. And although I may not get to all your questions, most likely I won't. This meeting is recorded. I will send it out to the attendee list afterwards, along with some show notes and maybe some other additional pointers. And I'm just glad you're here. So the first thing I do is I'll go around the room. I'll call on you by name. Just give your name and what you would like to learn about AI today. And then I'll move into our mini demo and take questions and try to answer maybe some of the questions that came up during your introductions. So just to begin with, I will introduce my co-host or ask her to introduce herself, being Helen Brahms.
Kia ora and good morning. I am Helen Brahms, originally from New Zealand, going back to New Zealand in about 6 to 8 weeks. Can't wait to get back there. Currently in Surprise, Arizona. Let's see, what do? I do a little bit of this and a little bit of that now. It's morphed from travel to genealogy into living your legacy into AI and seeing how it can help out with all of that. And I don't have a question today. My brain is just fried, so I'm going to see if I can absorb anything today.
Completely understand.
I've had 2 days of networking riches plus a mastermind last night. This brain is gone.
Oh, yes, yes. And then you know what happens is I'll just share a little bit. We get all these great ideas from our sessions, or meetings with people, or collaborations or discussions, and then we go into ChatGPT and we start asking questions, and ChatGPT says, "Oh, you could do this, and you could do this, and you can this. Would you like me to do this?" And I'm like, "Sure." So
You start going down the rabbit holes, and it's very hard at times to stay focused on this is my main task, and it's giving me and it's sparking off all these other ideas. I brainstormed with it, and I had a very specific thing in mind, and it kept coming up with these suggestions. I was like, "Oh, that'll make a good young adults book series. Let's shelve that one over there," because I could have easily gone into creating that young adult book.
yes.
See, my brain's fried. I can't even talk properly.
Lois, welcome.
Thank you. Yes, good to know about this, and I just found out about it yesterday at the pick, and so yay. Hey, Emlyn. So I'm here to find out how AI can help me grow my Legal Shield business and Legal Shield team. We have a lot of members, and we have a lot of inactive team members, and how do you grow that?
Nice. Thank you very much. I will add it to the list. We'll see if we can get to it today because that's a great question for asking ChatGPT's help with this. And it's really fabulous with, especially as you've heard, with the brainstorming, but also then concrete action steps you can take. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. Lisa, introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I'm in the US. I'm in Washington State. This is my first time, so thank you for having me. Uh, I am just here to absorb any knowledge. I definitely have like ADHD brain, so anything and everything. My current niche, I want to start my own business, so I want to make like crowns and bridges for teeth, grills, and regular jewelry, natural jewelry. So I want to develop a drop shipping business with digital jewelry. So I definitely need an AI and 3D printing and all the techie stuff. So here I am.
Excellent. Those are both excellent industries, and kudos to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Nancy.
Hi, I'm Nancy Marks. I'm in Southern California and I have a glass art business. And I've been, from these sessions, I've been learning more and more about AI and have been using AI to help create pictures of kids having a glass art class, because you can't really photograph other people's kids without permission, and then having some adult ones, and then having some team building. So I'm kind of curious about going into video too. So
Oh.
I'm having too much fun. So I'm going to continue these groups because they're amazing. And I'm welcome to the new people because this really is fantastic. You're going to love it.
Thank you very much, Nancy. That's exciting. And Emmeline.
Oh, good morning. I guess it's good afternoon for me.
That's right.
I'm sort of like Helen. I'm still recovering from 2 days of networking riches and then our session last night with Pick. And I'm overly frustrated today because I'm hoping that maybe AI can help me, but I'm having printer problems where the printer says, every setting says that quiet mode is off. And if you know what quiet mode is, it takes 10 minutes to print one page. It slows down everything.
Oh my.
The computer says it's not on. The printer says it's not on. And then when I go to print, it shows quiet mode and it takes 10 minutes to print one page, black and white. And my frustration is beyond exploding. I have tried HP, I've tried everything. I've tried every instruction, everything that they've told me, and it still doesn't work. And I'm at the point where it's like, maybe I just buy a frickin' new printer. I mean, I've lost 5 hours today already. And
Oh,
I don't know about you, but I'm on an island. I need my printer. So I've got to figure this out. So bear with me with my frustration. The other message I want to give is to Helen, because I'd like to talk to you about Amazon Associates, to try to get back into that, because that's going to help me with my business. But AI has been great, and I've used AI on the HP sites and all these other things and followed everything they told me to do, and nothing works. So anyway, I'm here to listen today. I'm beyond asking any more questions.
I can imagine your frustration though. Who hasn't experienced that one? So for sure. All right. Dean, welcome. Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute.
There we go. Hi, everybody. My name is Dean Kwiatkowski. This is my first time here. Terza did a lovely presentation with our networking group yesterday morning, and I just so wanted to participate here. I am a realtor in the South Florida area, and my goal this year is to really use AI so much more in my business, in growing my business, and helping me to save time and completing tasks that I do every week.
Okay, excellent. Welcome. I have a realtor GPT to share with you this morning, so that may be one part of helping.
Right.
Good morning, Robert. Please introduce yourself.
Hello. Like Dean, I met you yesterday and where you gave the realtor update. That was really great. So I'm a realtor in Fallbrook, California, and I started a brokerage this year, and I've been using AI quite a bit, and just here to learn more and see how it can help me. But it's helped me quite a bit. So I built a website, and most of the communications I run through, I do a writing and then I run it through ChatGPT, and I normally take the GPT version
Yeah, nice.
because it's much more elegant than I am.
I completely understand. That's an excellent use for it.
Yeah.
All right.
I am interested in the prompts though, because it seems like the prompts are really the way you communicate with it, and getting clarity in that. I think it's a way of thinking actually, to communicate with it.
Yes, it is. Exactly. That's very cool. Thank you, Robert. Paul.
Yeah, so Paul Weber down here in sunny San Diego today. That's the nice weather. You heard earlier, I'm kind of interested in agentic AI, or how do I solve a personal problem, travel. And in my software development experience says, okay, if I can solve it for me, then maybe I can solve it for a bunch of people, and there's an opportunity there. Kind of follow up from, I think the last time I was here, my wife is using ChatGPT, the $20 a month version, to create images for her book that she just put on to Amazon. So she's gaining lots of experience in there of how to create the prompt and get the same image, because there's a character or two that go throughout the book, but every picture seems to modify those characters. So some interesting things there. And then a third personal note is to I'm involved with teaching kids how to program, or at least ancillary. What are we trying? I couldn't tell somebody going into college today, as they're graduating from high school, what should they study in the art of computer science? I have no idea what it's going to be like in 4 years. So this whole transition that we're living through right now, there's opportunities during the transitions, as everybody is here talking about, but I can't explain to somebody going into college what they might be able to focus on.
That's super interesting because my youngest son has the same issue. He's trying to advise his children, both of whom are in high school, entering high school this coming year. And when he was going through, he said, "Oh, it's no brainer. I wanted computers," and off he went. But he's looking at his two sons and going, who are both interested, or at least one of them is interested, I should say. And he's saying, "I don't know what to advise them."
Yeah.
So, yes, it's a similar boat. But thank you for being here, Paul. Next is Marcy. Oh, okay. Wait for you to, there you, oops, almost. There you go.
Here I am. Okay. No, I had a lot of things to do this morning. So, good morning to everybody. Nice to see some more people here. And that's because you've been doing some networking, I understand, Terza. And I'm glad about that. I'm Marcy Green, and I have a company, Sea Green Financial, and I just get business loans for small and medium-sized businesses. Whether you need $30,000 or $3 million, we can help you get the funding that you need when you need it. As far as AI, I'm still not sure how I can best use it, but I have a suggestion. What I'd like to see you do, Terza, is show us do a couple of exercises for us in the free version of ChatGPT, so that I can understand what I can do with that. And then I'll just, upgrade to the paid version. But I want to see what it is I can do, how you might be using it, just to do a little organizing or something like that. Because I'd like to see, and I've been exploring that, and understand how people are using AI.
Okay. Okay. I'd be glad to do that, Marcy. I probably will put that on the table for next session.
Okay.
Okay. Then I can devote better time to it. So, but thank you. That's an excellent suggestion. Amy.
Hello. So Amy Yoshimitsu, Ladies of Justice League, basically providing you legal services. And I'm relatively new to AI, so I'm open to anything and everything you train in because you're the expert. So I'm here to just learn.
All right. Thank you, Amy, and welcome. And Joseph.
Hey, Terza.
Hey.
How you doing?
Great.
I'm here, for maybe the third or fourth time and enjoy, the different perspectives and questions and answers of what's going on your talk show.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much.
I was completely new to AI when I came a few weeks back, and it doesn't take long to ramp up. Whatever question you have, you just put it in to whatever AI you're using, and it takes off from there. So I ended up putting together the various projects in my ChatGPT so I can organize the different chats that I have going on. And man, moving forward. So
that's great.
It's a great day.
All right.
Happy to be here.
Good to see you too. Excellent. Well, once again, welcome everyone. I will go ahead and go through a brief overview of GPTs, some things that I found. And then, yes, I will take Marcy's note for next time and start with the very basic ChatGPT, the free version first, so people know what they're getting when they start, and then perhaps why it's advantageous to upgrade to the $20 per month Pro ChatGPT. So on that note, I will go ahead and share my screen and go right in here. Okay, first thing is, just as Marcy mentioned, this is ChatGPT, but this is the Pro version or the Plus version, actually. I've seen it called both. It's actually ChatGPT Plus. I think the Pro version is the $200 a month one, which is really for developers and probably app creators and more, enterprise level. I have met one person so far who subscribes to it and she just loves it. So that may be in my future, but not the near-term future. So in the meantime, you know that because here's my little avatar and it says plus underneath it. So that's how you know which version I'm using. When I come back next week, I'll come in from a different browser and be able to show you it basic from the basic. So first I'm doing a little bit of screen management here. Let's moving things around. Okay. So, my goodness. All right, I think we're all set. Bear with me. I had my little frustrations this morning too. I had intended to go live stream on Facebook while we were doing this session and didn't quite make it through the whatever Facebook requires to make this happen. So next time I may be doing that as well. In the meantime, If you're new to ChatGPT, this is a chatbot which allows you to give it commands, give it prompts, and create just about anything. I understand a lot of people are using it as a upgraded Google search. So you could type in any question here. It will go out on the internet and do its best to find the answer and bring it back here. The huge difference between using Google search and ChatGPT is that whatever you find, you can ask further questions. You can say, no, that's not what I meant, or yes, I want to know more about this, or you can always refine your questions and you just have a conversation with it. And from that perspective, that makes it super useful. As an example, yesterday, I used it as a thinking partner. I was taking this networking riches that people have been mentioning. It's a fabulous webinar. If you get to see it a couple of months from now, do sign up. It's free. But what I was doing is I was listening to the presenter, Casey Eberhardt, and as he was talking, I was typing things into ChatGPT and getting further clarifications and definitions, but mostly because I've attended it before, I was brainstorming with it on further things for my business. So it's the first time I've ever tried that. It worked tremendously well. So just put that in your notebook somewhere, that ChatGPT can be useful for that. But what I intended to talk about today is something called GPTs. And GPT is basically a specialized program that you can create. So it's it can be useful for all kinds of things. So what'll happen is if you find yourself doing research on a topic, or you find yourself using the same kinds of prompts over and over again, GPTs are really, really good for that. So in order to find it, in the same place where you have all, chats and projects and all kinds of things in ChatGPT, there's something here called GPTs. And underneath here, you can see where I've created 3 or 4 of them. Actually, I have a couple more. But if you click on GPTs, you'll see also that there's a whole, basically a marketplace of GPTs that other people have created, including OpenAI, by the way. So a number of these are free and a number of them are paid. And you just go through you scroll through the different topics here for something that you might be looking for right now. Lifestyle, like creating menus, DALL-E for creating art. These are self-explanatory, research and analysis, productivity, writing, and more. And if you don't see what you want, just type in what you're looking for and see if it already exists. But today, what I want to show is how you can use ChatGPT to create a GPT that's useful for you. So as an example, I will go right into one of the ones that I created recently. This is a free one for realtors, and it's called Realtor Listing Pro. And I'm showing you the finished product, but just to give you an idea of what it will look like. This helps realtors create real estate copy tailored to listings, social media, and investors. And one of the super neat things about this is you can tailor your listing copy to a specific audience that you think would be interested in the property that you're trying to sell. Now, I will add one caveat that Emmeline did remind me about, and also on the realtor presentation yesterday. Do check with your broker because you need to also make sure that the language is not only accurate, but doesn't violate any of the laws in your jurisdiction. So I just want to give that as a caveat. That this GPT, or not even ChatGPT, the greater ChatGPT, can actually do that. So you still have to do that. The human in the loop is still super important. So what I like to do when I start, I could choose one of these 4 items that it offers me. But what I like to do is start with either hi or what can you do? And I like to do this with lots of tools. Just tell me what you can do. And it gives me a welcome message. I'm here to help you craft high converting real estate listings, social media captions, investor pitches, follow-up emails, and more with clear, emotionally resonant language. And then it gives a few more items in its welcome message. And let's just say I have write a listing for a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home in North Colorado Springs, Central to access both DIA and COS, the airports, great schools, shops, and hospitals in walking distance. And if I haven't given it enough information, it will just ask. And thanks, a few quick questions so I can tailor this perfectly. Style of home, standout features, ideal buyer, audience, tone, preference. And I'll just grab some just for the sake of this. I have no idea if this house exists, but let's see, gas fireplace, big backyard. It actually doesn't even care if you can't type. And I'll just say general buyers for now, and warm and professional tone. And let's just see what it comes up with. So here's a warm professional listing, and it writes some pretty nice copy for your listing. I won't read it here, but basically just you would read through this, make sure it meets all the criteria that belongs in your listing. And if you like most of it, you can just copy it and then go, back to wherever you enter these things and then tailor it to your voice or add or delete the details as necessary. This just really helps you get started. And then once you've done that, it'll ask, do you want it formatted for MLS? Would you like a social media teaser or a flyer headline? Happy to repurpose this, and I'll just go ahead and say add a social media teaser. And then I will show you how I made this. So you could use mine or make one for yourself. And here we go. New to market in North Colorado Springs, 4-bed, 2-bath, spacious backyard. And this is the sort of thing you can put out on your social media along with the pictures of the house. And again, this helps you get started. And then obviously, then it goes on. It always likes to add more. Would you like a just listed email, Instagram stories? You can tell it what platform you like to be on, where you think your audience hangs out. So let's go look at the behind the scenes thing of this. We'll just go over to Edit GPT. And over here, let's move us out of the way again. Here's where you would configure it. Actually, if you wanted to create it, I'll show you that in a second. But you give it the name you want, give it your basic description of what it does, and then all the instructions. The instructions are what I had ChatGPT help me put in here. And it took some back and forth because I had certain things that I wanted that were important to me. And then you would just paste that in here. It created these conversation starters, as you kind of saw over here. And then if you have additional information for it, which I did, that's this real estate AI prompting thing, I put that in here. And choose its capabilities. In this case, I don't need code interpreter. I could add some additional actions. And if I made changes, I would click update. And that's it. That makes it super easy. So now, let's see if we can, yes, Dean, go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Thank you for that. So I saw there the PDF prompt Are you saying that you can create a prompt somewhere on your computer, save it in a PDF, and just upload it here, and you don't have to type that prompt or copy and paste that prompt over and over?
No, that's not, in this case, that's not what I used it for. I have a PDF that I created that had certain prompts that a person could use for real estate. That I had actually created that a couple of weeks ago to share with people before I got into making GPTs. And so just for additional information, I went ahead and included it here so that anyone who uses this GPT can then just download it.
Oh, so it's just a static image inside of your chat here that
Yes.
somebody can download.
Yes.
I didn't know you could do that. That's
Yes.
interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. Another feature for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I was going to show how to do a new GPT, a brand new GPT. Oh, hang on. What I want to do though is open up another tab so I can show you how I use ChatGPT to help me. Let's go ahead and lower your hand. Okay. So I will open up another tab here of ChatGPT. All right. So in this case, I'll say, hi, help me create a travel GPT that will accurately research international flights. I have no idea how well this will work, but I want to give it a try. Okay, you can build a travel GPT that helps with international flight research, but there's a big caveat. GPTs can't access real-time flight prices or availability unless you connect them via an API. Okay, this is super useful information. So we could do this for some routing, but then you will still need the plugins, Paul, for all the different things that you really want from it. So I'm not going to go down that road, although I may try that for myself, but I won't do it here right in the middle of a Zoom. But just some ideas so you can see what is possible. Okay.
Yeah, that looks good. That's kind of what I expected.
Yes.
Yeah,
It totally makes sense.
Stop scrolling so fast. I just
Sorry.
want to read a couple of lines and then scroll. So
Okay, let me go back to the top.
okay.
Here we go.
Or could you paste the prompt into the chat and then we can try it out here.
Okay.
It may not come up with exactly the same thing, but it should be close.
Okay. You want to continue reading a little bit, Marcy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, please.
All right. Let me know when you're ready for me to scroll. Good.
You can, okay, the next group.
Yep. Option A, build a travel brainstormer and planner GPT. No plugins required.
Wow. Okay. Next.
Yeah, I think the biggest frustration I had when trying to plot this out and use the like ChatGPT was because each airline has different ticket types, and the lowest value, the lowest price ticket, you still have to pay for luggage, pay for carry-ons, pay for your seat. Whereas the mid tickets, cabin on American, main cabin, or premium economy or whatever, give you some of that stuff for free, but the ticket price is more.
Right.
So where's the sweet spot in all of this? And not going to the luxury type, which Helen brought up, is like, yeah, if I want to go business class or first, I don't care about the many suite types.
Just another caveat, Paul. I don't remember. I read this tidbit like within the last couple of days. I think it was American, but anyway, one of the major airlines now offers additional upgrades inside their business class, such as you pay more for the ability to choose your seat, even after you've purchased business class. So it's like,
Yeah, nuts.
That's
wow.
always, they're always changing. And then the next thing, Marcy, is this option B, which would be an advanced GPT with plugin or API integration.
Mm-hmm.
And this is definitely doable. It's a lot, I won't say it's a lot more complicated. It's more complex. And it will probably take a few hours to test and refine until you get the way you want it.
Okay.
Um,
It's hard to read when you're moving. Okay, I'm done with that section. Thank you.
Okay. So then the next thing is ChatGPT will ask me, do you want it to plan travel and suggest search strategies, pull live prices with plugins or API calls? We're not going to do the number two, sorry. And we're just going to go with option A, just so I can show you how this works. So I will say, yes, show us how to create with option A. And I probably only needed to say option A, but for completeness sake. Okay, so it says here's how to create it. Your travel brainstormer and planner GPT intended to guide users through smart, strategic international flight research without needing real-time data. So it will help users pick dates, airlines, and stopover strategies, suggest tools like Google Flights, Skyscanner, Momondo, and provide travel hacks. All right, so then it just goes through step by step how to build it. And since we've already got another window open, we'll just go over to create GPT. Walk through the GPT builder, and when prompted, give it a name. And then we'll go ahead and do that. And then I'll show you how to put in the custom instructions. So I will copy it. Let's just give it that name. That's perfectly fine for right now. We'll go back over to here and click on GPTs. Hold on. I'm moving stuff out of the way. Click create. And the first thing is to I'll just put in that name. Actually, we can go right here to create. Oh, I see. Let's not do it that way. We'll just give it that name. Plan international flights without booking. All right, and then if we go back over to, hold on here, there we go. Then I'll just paste in these instructions. So hang on. All right, I'll just have to do that section by section because I can't quite do it all. So then all you do is you go back over and paste these in right here into the instructions. And base knowledge. Here's the knowledge or tools it should include. And then the next thing will be what it should avoid.
You specified in that line about booking tools, it said Google Flights, Hopper, and Skyscanner.
Yeah.
Will it automatically, or will it try to use something like Kayak also? Or because it's not specified, it won't use it?
I think since it's not specified, but let's soon as we set it up, we'll try it. But then you would go back, Paul, when you test it, and if it doesn't in there, you can go back into those custom instructions and just add that you want to do more.
Right.
So, okay, so let's paste these. I'm not going to put these in just now. And then of course I will go ahead and add this because this Chat GPT knows me because I've been using it for a couple of years now. So it'll put in my Terza flavor. And I think that's it just for getting us started. And then Dean, as you asked before, if you wanted to add a knowledge file, this is where you can add some more information for it to use.
Could you
All
go
right.
back 3 paragraphs? I just want to see.
Yeah.
No.
Keep
See.
going.
No. Go down a little bit.
Okay.
Go back down. What should it avoid? The next one, the next group.
Mhm.
Okay. Sample prompts to train it.
Mhm. Oh.
Okay, and then no, there was the next one. It said sample paste. And it says something about where do you sample
Right here, this one.
paste these into something or other.
Oh, yes, right. So what I'm doing is I'm taking each of these little sections that you just looked at and I'm pasting them into the instructions.
Pasting them into the instructions. Okay.
Yes. Yes, I may have gone a little fast on that, so I apologize.
Yeah.
Right. And as I said, this conversation starters that's here, I could go through one at a time and copy each of these for the conversation starters. So I would copy it line by line. So a new user, a user would have some ideas of what they could do to start with. But I'm going to skip that and just go over here to the create button. And I'll
Does it make a difference if you deselect canvas and 4.0 image generation? Because would this need those capabilities or not? Or does it cost more to use those capabilities when they're not needed?
That's a
Helen's
great
shaking her head.
question. Yeah, I don't know. That's a really great question. I just go ahead and leave them on just in case they might be useful. But yes, you're right. You could actually just turn them off since we're just doing in fact, we probably don't need, you're right. Let's turn those off.
You don't pay any extra for using them. If they're there, they're there. If they're not, they're not. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It's still $20 a month.
And if I want to go back and add them, that would be easy to modify. So I'll go ahead and click create, and anyone with the link. I'm not putting it in the GPT store, but just so you know, whatever you create, if you find it useful for yourself and you think it'll be useful to others, you can put it in the GPT store and charge for it. I'm going to leave it anyone with the link. And off it goes. And it actually doesn't typically take too long. And we'll go ahead and view it. And let's give my usual thing. I'll just say hi and see what it'll tell me. Great, ready to plot your next escape? Whether you've got a destination or just a vague craving for adventure, I'm here to help you make sense of flights, hacks, and all that booking drama. What's on your travel radar today? So I want to go to Barcelona next week. Let's just say business class. I'll be there for 4 days, then return home. I'm deliberately being vague because I just want to see what it will do. So, sure, perfect weather, lighter crowds than peak summer, and tapas for days. Sure. Okay, great. Where are you flying from? I already know I don't want to fly out of Colorado Springs, so I'm going to say Denver. And what did I say? Oh, let's just say, I'll just make it up 3 through 7. And no frequent flyer points. And no, I'll just say round trip. And let's see what it does. So it confirms what I give, the information I gave it. And Denver to Barcelona business class, no direct flights. Darn it. Have to connect between London, Frankfurt, Munich, or Madrid. And then those airlines are typically Lufthansa, British Airways, United Airlines, American Airlines, and Air Canada. And now it's just giving the tips, which is probably exactly what Paul ran into. So, oh, good. Check the airline websites. So without the additional, the APIs, which be the hooks into the different websites that handle some of these things, we're not going to be able to go much further. But my point was, when you're find that you're using some prompts a lot, it pays to try to help ask ChatGPT for help creating a GPT. And just to give another one, I started creating a GPT to help me with my OOH, meaning open office hours. So it helped me reset my open office hours. And so I just started creating this here. You can see it doesn't have any cute little images or anything like that, because I'm just started creating it. But because I do the same thing every week to set this event up, and yet I still have to go into each platform to modify my event posting to match that platform, this will help me do exactly that. So it'll save me a little bit of time. I was already using ChatGPT for that, but now all of my prompts for this are in one place.
So when the GPT is basically a custom ChatGPT, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. Because I only wanted to do a specific set of tasks around one topic. Yeah. Now, Marcy, for your benefit, I think you can do a similar thing in Google Gemini, and it's called GEMS. I can go through that process another time, but the big difference between the GEMS and the GPTs is that you can't share them. So you can create them, but they're all for your personal use only. So, and then Claude has something also, but I won't say anything about it because I haven't gone to play with it yet.
Yeah, well, apparently I used up my initial Gemini something or other, and now I have to go either somewhere else or sign up for something. I didn't check that out, but I only had so many, I don't know whether it was 25 or 50 different prompts that I was able to use, and that's all they gave me when I went initially went to Gemini, because when I went back, they just added those on. So
okay, well, that's good information. Thank you.
Yeah, so what I thought I might do is just, since you're teaching us in ChatGPT, that I might as well do as much as I can, figure out what I need and how to do it. And every week you just add some more on, another layer on top. And now I understand so much more because I've got the base of it.
Yes.
And I thank you.
And thank you for your patience. We do have a few more minutes. Would you like to, anyone like to go ahead and look at the basic ChatGPT?
Just a couple of comments on the GPTs. When you create them, create a backup. So copy and paste everything into a Word document and keep it as a backup, because they don't have an annual program, if anything happens and your monthly payment doesn't go through, they will wipe all your GPTs and you got to start from scratch.
Yuck.
Yeah, I found out the hard way.
All right.
I changed credit. I got a new card and I totally forgot to go in and add the new card in, and it wiped all my GPTs and I had to start them all from scratch. So when I create the GPTs, rather than filling in the form that's there for it, I go to the other screen and just type what I need it to do. This is what I need you to do. This is your persona. This is what your persona is going to do. These are the tasks you're going to be given to do. And it automatically fills in that form on the other side.
Yes.
And so I copy and paste everything I typed in that chat. I do not leave that window until everything's copy and pasted into a Word document or a Google Doc. Then I go and copy and paste what's in the configure area. And anything you put into that preview window will not be saved as a chat either. So you need to copy and paste that too. And then you can just upload those as knowledge files as backup, but also keep them as backups so that if you have to recreate the GPTs for any reason, you just go pull all this and throw it in there. And it's done.
Nice.
Yes.
So what I'll do a quick share then of what Helen is talking about. Hold on. At least based on what I've done, rather than I won't go through the whole process of creating a new one, but what she's talking about, let's go back over here. When I asked ChatGPT for help, one of the things that is part of her recommendation is to go copy all of these sections into another document outside of ChatGPT, so that you won't lose this information. So under each section that ChatGPT writes, there's this little copy button. And so you just copy this, you open up a document somewhere else, and whatever your favorite word is, whether it's Microsoft Word or Google Docs or Apple Pages,
Microsoft Word?
you can copy into Microsoft Word.
Okay.
This is just, all this is it copies this text that's all above it here. So you just go through each section, copy this.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Dean. Go over to your document and save it, and then go down and grab the next one.
So it's backup, 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 right?
Yep.
Yes, exactly. So we can learn from Helen's experience.
Yes. And having over 30 GPTs, I really need the backups because I can't remember half of what but every time I think of an idea, I go in and create a GPT for it. Because because I discovered last week, and I told Terza this, I discovered last week that ChatGPT has a limit on its thread. So when you're doing one chat and you just keep going back into that chat and adding things and asking it questions, you're kind of using it like a GPT, but you've got that one chat that's just going and it's going and going and going. I finally hit the end of one. It turned around and says, I'm sorry, you've reached the maximum of this. You'll need to start a new conversation. And I'm like, oh crap. Because
Oh, no.
for months I had been typing in there and brainstorming ideas for my podcasts. And so it would help me with my podcast and help me format. And I've now got a template in there and everything else. And I'm like, oh crap. So now I'm creating a GPT for my podcasts. So when I need when I put the topics in and say I need it in this format, it will automatically put it into that format rather than going into the chat and having to explain again, you need to do it this way, you've got to do it this way, and having to basically retrain it in a new chat. I can just create the GPT for it to do that. But yeah, I found after, how many months did I have in there? I think I had like about 7 months worth of podcasts in there. I do podcasts every single day.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
so I had 7 months, and because today for me is day 2,129 consecutive days of doing podcasts.
Oh, but not all in the same chat anymore.
No, it's now on 2 separate chats, but it's about to become a GPT so that I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Good.
I can create one per podcast.
Well done. Well done.
That's kind of interesting in my mind because I go back to the number of tokens that you have for any of these large language models is limited. So I'm wondering if when you said that you had 7 months or so many in there, did you actually hit the max token because the ChatGPT has to read through the entire history to have that information available to it?
Yep, I was in that chat every single day, setting up my prompts for the podcast for that night, every single day. Didn't miss a day. 7 months worth.
Okay. Yeah,
Some of them had images because I got it to create like a little image, an immigrant,
right.
like a graphic meme to put onto Instagram or onto LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever. But I use Canva for all of my thumbnails. But yeah, 7 months worth of podcast notes in one chat.
So
and I finally hit the limit.
Yeah, Paul, did you get your question answered that you posted on chat? Is there a custom GPT that'll help you learn about chat GPT? This would be guided learning as opposed to asking questions.
So that was a great question. And while Helen and Paul were talking, I went ahead and looked, jumped into my other window to see. And all I did was I went to the GPTs over here, and in the search bar, I typed in how to use ChatGPT, and a number of them came up. So this one is for how to use voice control for ChatGPT. LLM brand visibility scorecard, Learn GPT, the ultimate assistant. So this is tips and tricks and prompt engineering. Easy AI prompt teacher. Oh, elderly help. I hadn't seen this one. High school student for teacher PD. I'm a high school student who wants to use ChatGPT for homework. Tutor GPT. So only one of these so far that I've seen comes even close, which would be the Learn GPT, the ultimate assistant. But Paul, do you know about OpenAI Academy?
I don't think so. No.
All right, let me do a quick
And I've got,
share.
of course, Coursera and some of the other institutions that put AI courses on. They're more programming that I've been involved with, though.
Right. So now
And
this one may
a question for Paul. I've got to jump, but Paul, another question. Go into the GPTs and do explore and type in travel. There's a whole bunch that'll come up.
Yeah.
And maybe one that's already there for you.
Yeah, I'll explore that and take a look. I hadn't thought about the custom GPTs in my mental processes here. So that's a good starting point. Thank you.
Yep, my pleasure. See you guys.
Have a great day.
Thank you, Helen. All right, we'll need to wrap up here too, but just real quick, Paul, and anyone else, if you just go to academy.openai.com/home, it'll ask you to log in. I think I logged in with my already existing credentials. And here they have these live sessions, which are basically Zooms that you can sign up for. And let me turn that one off. And you'll see all kinds of things and levels of things that you may find useful. Some are already pre-recorded, or just things you don't have to attend them live. They're already existing here. So over on the left, you'll see events, content, communities, and above all, the search bar, which will probably be far more useful. So I jumped into this a little bit when I first discovered it. It wasn't exactly a major announcement. OpenAI sometimes doesn't make these announcements. They just quietly put these things out there. So
this is yours, and it's free for us to explore it.
As far as I know, it's free. You have an account with the free account. I believe with that, you can just come over to this website here.
Okay.
And log in with your basic account instructions, and it'll give you access to all these courses.
Okay, I'll try it, see where it takes me.
Okay, absolutely. And Paul put a link in the chat as well. So you could just copy that, or I will also include it in my email. So
okay.
There's always more and more resources. So thank you everyone once again for attending. I really appreciate you. I appreciate your questions. And as always, I will do my best to follow up with some of the questions that I've heard here in future open office hour sessions. Plus, if you wanted to schedule some time with me, I will include that in my follow-up email as well. So I do meet with people one-on-one just to see if I can help them out. So
thank you, Terza.
Have an awesome weekend, guys.
Very cool. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.